Cam Ward was available. Why didn't they take Cam Ward?
I have no idea. No, I do know why. Because he's good for TV ratings. That's the only reason. It had nothing to do. Gee, you have to admit, he didn't get there for his play. Come on, be real about this. You know that.
I'm not talking about play. I'm talking about why they picked him.
I'm asking you a question. Did he deserve to go based on his play?
Based on play. Everybody else ahead of him turned it down. They must have thought that he was they like him better than Cam Ward.
Gbush walked into the UCSS studio, and within minutes, the show was no longer a debate. Voices dropped, arguments collapsed, and the entire panel lost control of the narrative, live on air. This wasn't shouting. This wasn't disrespect. This was something worse. Gbush used their own words, their own logic, and their own complaints, and turned them against them. By the time the segment ended, one thing was clear. The argument against Shedeur Sanders' Pro Bowl selection didn't just fall apart, it got exposed. And tonight, we're breaking down exactly how Gbush exposed the entire UCSS panel, why this moment went far beyond football, and what this reaction says about how the NFL and Cleveland media really operate.
I think this is totally unfair to Shedeur, and I hate it for him. I absolutely hate it. And I know all you, the anti-Shedeur people out there, just want him gone and think that this is an entire waste of, here comes Ken pandering. No, you guys know it's not fair. You guys know this isn't fair. He can't say no. You're doing a solid to the NFL. You can't turn that down. So you have to go to the Pro Bowl games. And it's been, even I had to make the joke at you. Like, oh, you're trying to run a Pro Bowl quarterback out of this team, out of this city. It's been nonstop jokes. It's unfair. Yeah, you put a highlight on a quarterback that is a developmental quarterback. You put an unfair highlight on a developmental quarterback, and you've just let the internet go make jokes at his expense. Pick.
I think it's silly to make fun of him over this.
Like, this is what everybody is doing.
When the NFL announced the Pro Bowl rosters, most fans reacted the same way they do every year. A few surprises, a few snubs, a few debates. Then one name changed everything. Shedeur Sanders. Not a veteran star, not a stat leader, a rookie quarterback, a fifth-round pick, a player already sitting at the center of nonstop media attention. Inside Cleveland media circles, frustration surfaced immediately. On UCSS, that frustration turned into something louder, and that's when Gbush stepped in. The panel kept circling one idea: why didn't they take Cam Ward? At first, it sounded reasonable, a football-based question, a comparison argument. Then Gbush let the conversation breathe, because the answer was already sitting in the room: ratings.
In order to choose it, the NFL chose him. What do you say about Shedeur Sanders becoming the first ever fifth-round rookie quarterback to be named to the Pro Bowl?
See, it was good for the goose, it's good for the gander. You see, we talked all the time about fifth-round pick. We argued and jousted about fifth-round pick. Was he really a fifth-round pick? And people was very strong with that. He's a fifth-round pick because he said it was a fifth-round pick. And I'm going to be watching the Pro Bowl, too. I'd never watch it. I don't know if they playing dodgeball, freeze tag, whatever they're going to be doing. Hey, I'm going to be out there watching. Shout out to 12 and his family.
Once that truth was spoken out loud, the entire complaint lost its foundation. Because if television value explains the decision, then anger no longer makes sense. Bush didn't interrupt. He waited, and then he delivered the line that flipped the table. So if you already know why, what are you mad about? No response came back. Here's the part Cleveland media didn't want to address. The Pro Bowl has not been a pure football merit award for years. Players opt out regularly. Replacements happen every season. Voting includes fans, players, and coaches. That structure benefits popularity. Always has. Gbush didn't defend the system. He exposed selective outrage, because nobody complained this loudly when other alternates received the same opportunity. The issue wasn't process. The issue was the name attached to it. One phrase kept getting repeated. He didn't earn it. Gbush dismantled that angle without mentioning a single stat. Because earning something depends on the rules governing it. Under Pro Bowl rules, Shedeur Sanders qualified. Fan interest? Present. League visibility? Massive. Availability? Yes. Complaining after the fact doesn't change those realities. Gbush made one thing clear: criticize the format if necessary, but stop pretending the format suddenly changed for one player.
As long as we agree with the reality that this had nothing to do, like, he didn't earn this spot.
No.
With his play.
For some people say he didn't earn that spot with his play for a fifth-round pick, too.
Well, I don't care what those people say. He didn't earn his spot with his play. You have to admit that. It's disingenuous to say anything otherwise.
All I'm saying is the NFL
Why would
The
you not
NFL
answer the
spoke.
question, though? Why can't you just answer the question?
I told you earlier. The NFL decided. 31 teams said he was a fifth round
I don't know
pick,
what
so
that
he
has
got
to do with
drafted
it.
there. This time, the NFL decided that they liked the fifth round quarterback to put him in the Pro Bowl. There you go.
sound like a
The conversation shifted toward embarrassment, refusing the invite, turning it down, making a statement. That's when gbush pressed harder. A fifth-round rookie declining league recognition, a young quarterback rejecting exposure, a developing player avoiding networking. That logic made no sense. And once the panel realized that, frustration turned visible, because the criticism sounded noble until consequences were considered. gbush reframed the entire moment using reality, not emotion. The Pro Bowl is a business event, the NFL sells attention, viewership keeps the lights on. Shedeur Sanders brings conversation, positive or negative, cameras follow him, debates form around him, ratings respond. That doesn't make him elite, that makes him valuable, and value explains decisions far better than anger ever could. This moment wasn't only about the NFL, it exposed something local. Cleveland rarely controls the national spotlight. When attention comes, it's usually negative. Suddenly, a rookie quarterback places the city back into national conversation. Instead of celebration, resentment followed. Bush called that out without naming it directly. And the silence that followed spoke louder than words.
To me, this is humiliating. If I were Shedeur Sanders, I would have refused. The NFL is using him to get people to watch the game. There's no debating that he earned this. He did not earn this. Nobody with a brain knows. Everybody with a brain knows he didn't earn this. It was the same thing. I don't know why they did it with Tyler Huntley that one time because he doesn't have any fans. But that was embarrassing too. The whole thing's a joke. Now, listen, if people are going to watch it because they want to see him, fine. I don't care. If I were him, I would have refused to let the NFL use me because it's embarrassing.
Other quarterbacks have entered the Pro Bowl as alternates. Other rookies received early recognition. Those moments didn't spark outrage. They didn't trigger calls for refusal. They didn't turn into moral debates. gbush didn't accuse bias. He exposed inconsistency. Once comparisons entered the conversation, the argument stopped moving. This was the turning point. For months, critics said the league told everyone who Shedeur Sanders was by drafting him late. Fair enough. But when the same league selected him as a Pro Bowl alternate, critics suddenly rejected league judgment. That contradiction ended the debate. Either league decisions matter, or they don't. gbush let that logic sit in the air. No rebuttal followed. This wasn't about crowning a superstar. Developmental quarterback remained the accurate label. But opportunity matters in professional sports. Exposure leads to connections. Connections lead to growth. Growth leads to longevity. gbush reminded everyone that refusing opportunity doesn't prove integrity. It proves misunderstanding. By the end of the segment, the panel had nowhere left to go. No stats saved the argument. No comparisons worked. No emotional appeal landed. Bush didn't raise his voice. He ended the discussion by making it impossible to continue. And now, whether critics like it or not, one phrase is permanent: fifth-round quarterback, Pro Bowl selection. Both can exist at the same time. So here's the real takeaway. The NFL didn't create a controversy. Media reaction did. gbush didn't defend hype. He defended logic. And once logic entered the studio, the outrage collapsed. Drop your take in the comments. Agree or disagree, just keep it honest. More breakdowns coming. This story isn't finished.